Uptown Studios Live. I am so happy to be here with you, Libby.
Hi, Tina. How are you?
You know what? We have history. We just so much history that we've done together. It's amazing.
Hey, our history has made history. We've hit the books. Safe Ground is a reality today, and we started that back in 2009. And finally, the city has caught on and are trying to do Safe Ground sites everywhere.
I want to talk about Safe Ground and how that came about. Talk about the 1,000-person encampment on the levee at the PG&E building.
Yeah, it was what a history. Going back to 2009 and right there behind Blue Diamond and a plot of land. All of a sudden, we had 200 tents pop up during the housing crisis. But it's not unusual. We have that now and even more.
Yeah.
But it was highlighted at a time where the world saw homelessness right here in Sacramento. Yeah. So every world newspaper was out here, media across the country. And that's what brought NBC, ABC, CBS, and then Lisa Ling with Oprah Show.
Lisa Ling came in and she busted that sucker wide open.
Absolutely.
She really did. She did such an awesome report, and I still watch her on TV.
Yeah, she is really fantastic. Yeah. And of course, her sister's from this town area, and she's super too. Wow. But the reality is homelessness is getting worse. It's not getting better. And we just cannot seem to figure it out that all we need is affordable, supportive housing in every neighborhood.
In every neighborhood. And if we had supportive housing for 10 to 15 people in every neighborhood.
Little tiny homes
or apartment houses, or, old schools that they're not using, or hotels that are a range of incomes with a percentage that goes to homeless.
Absolutely. It would be invisible people who need our support. They need mental health issues. They need addiction recovery programs. They need support. And so we just bring that support to them in the little hotel that they're staying in. And it won't even be visible, but yet it can be supported by not just advocates like you and me, but businesses, community,
and neighbors.
Everyone will know about it, but know they're taking care of their own.
Right. And neighborhoods should take care of their own.
Absolutely.
And people that are homeless are our own. They're ours.
That's right.
They're in our neighborhoods already.
Yeah. And we don't want an overwhelming tent city.
No. We don't want 300.
That's not the answer.
No, because then it overwhelms the neighborhood.
Absolutely.
We want tiny groups of 10 to 20 people all over the city.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Let's do it. I don't know why people are dragging their feet. Come on, city and county. Let's do this. So I want to go back to Safe Ground. That's where we really connected and became friends.
Yes. Good friends.
Good friends. Yes. Fighting a good fight. And I remember you getting arrested.
You were there too.
I was taking all the pictures, but they didn't arrest me.
Yeah.
I went, arresting her. Get pictures.
Civil disobedience. You got it.
C Street. And what we did is we took an empty lot and we put tents up. And there were people that were managing the space. There was a potty patrol, and there was services that were brought in, and water, and it was everything. And it was our initial strikeout to say this can happen, and it can happen everywhere. But no, the city shut us down.
Absolutely. And it worked out so well, because if you have 20 homeless men and women living in community together on a piece of property, and if you provide porta potties, wash stations, food, community services, a little bit of life together, it's manageable. And it's what we want as human beings, to be in community with supports. Yeah. And that's why we need little pockets like that.
Yes. Little tiny pockets all over, in every city, everywhere.
Absolutely.
Because this is not going away unless we make it go away. And we make it go away by getting people into homes.
Right. And, I really applaud the city, our mayor, Katie Valenzuela, for trying to set up safe grounds. But if you only have one site, it gets overwhelmed and overpopulated and many problems. And they got the right idea. It's just that we need to have our neighborhood associations and the neighbors just say, why don't we put 20 here and 20 here, 20
Right,
there.
right.
Everyone help out.
Yes, if everyone pitches in a little, it's gonna solve the issues.
That's
So,
right.
2009, we started Safe Ground, and we had regular meetings, and we had protests, and we marched, and we chanted, and we hollered, and I had my megaphone, and we would march all the way from. This is when you were executive director at Loaves and Fishes.
Yes.
We marched down 12th Street and down to the Capitol, or to City Hall, Cesar Chavez Park.
With 200 of us.
Yeah, 200 of us. And then I remember having Thanksgiving meals at Trinity
Episcopal Church, yeah.
Is it Episcopal or Methodist?
Episcopal, yeah.
Yeah. And so we brought people in, and we brought homeless people and house people to eat together.
Yes.
So people can meet each other. And that changes the hearts and minds, right?
Absolutely.
Then how many years ago did you start Mercy Peddlers? Is it 3 years?
Just four complete years now. Mercy Peddlers, bringing mercy to the streets by triking and connecting with our homeless men and women on the streets. It's really kind of fun because we go to someone who's in need, whether it's in an alley or a park or a sidewalk, and say, hey, we're Mercy Peddlers.
Yeah.
My name's Sister Libby. What is your name? And we start a relationship of trust and care, and that sense of you're valued as much as I'm valued.
Yes. And we've been involved with you on that project also.
Oh, you guys are the top. In fact, your daughter's on my board.
I know, which is awesome. And I'm always
Uptown Studios does so much support, so much promotion, so much fundraising for us. Getting the good word out to people who want to help.
Yeah. So I really want to talk about this experience of going out on one of your trikes and going out with Sister Libby, doing a tour and meeting the people and giving them Band-Aids and hot coffee and socks and underwear and all the little things. You have just a little tiny container that is just chock full of things that people need out on the street.
Yes, our trikes.
Yeah, you ride up on your electric trike, which is they're so fun to ride. I went out with you. And I got an electric bike because of you.
And it's great, isn't it? Just go around town and not spend too much energy.
Yeah, and I zoom too. I'm a zoomer boomer. So yeah, and it's like you really get to meet people and to see where they are. And
yeah, I encourage anyone to come join me just for the experience. I keep an extra trike at my home, and we go out from Midtown to downtown, about an hour and a half out there, just to see if this is something that you'd like to do, or to get to know what we're about so you can contribute, whether you're donating the socks or getting the word out or pedaling yourself. And many peddlers have their own bikes, but I also have trikes that people can check out. We have people in Arden Arcade area, Stockton Boulevard, downtown, Midtown, just about everywhere. Wellspring Women's Center in Oak Park has a team. So there's many opportunities and ways that you can be part of connecting with our homeless on the streets.
So if you have homeless people that are in your community, in your neighborhood, this is something that you can do. You can contact Libby. How do they contact you?
They can email me or text me or go on our website, and it has all the information there. And I'm so readily available for any way of contacting me. And
you just started Mercy Peddlers in Stockton.
Oh, yeah. A new team. Rob on the Road went out with me one time and we filmed it, and they saw it on KVIE. And so a couple of people from Stockton came up here, got an orientation, and they went back to Stockton with 2 new trikes, 2 other bicycles, and a team of 4. And they go out twice a week in Stockton.
That's awesome. I really support businesses in Sacramento. If you have a team of employees and you want to do community community work. Mercy Peddlers is just such a fun thing to do, and it's going to open your eyes to so many of the different issues. And Libby is just fun to go out with. She knows everybody's name, and they all know her. They're waving at her and saying, "I'm over here. I'm over here."
I have a lot of best friends on the streets.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. You are Saint Libby.
And you know, it's such a joy. I've been doing this for 4 years now. It gives me so much joy and so much energy that I look forward to going out the next day.
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing. So you went from executive director of a major nonprofit where you were really managing people and paperwork.
Oh, a lot of that for sure.
You did that for 14 years?
11 years as executive director of Loaves and Fishes.
Okay, 11 years. And so what made you start Mercy Peddlers?
Well, I've been volunteering and working at Loaves and Fishes for over 20 years. And I was on retreat, and I was just reflecting and asking God, where am I being called towards, or any kind of movement and change? And so 20 years at Loaves and Fishes seemed to be a good transition time to try to do something different. And I looked at my energy, my desire, my passion, my loves, and I love biking. I love Sacramento, and I still want to make an impact on those who are poor and struggling on the streets. And so this concept of Mercy Peddlers came to me through reflection, and it's bringing mercy to the streets by biking.
Well, I remember our secret conversations before you launched it. It's like, I'm thinking of this, and how do we do it? What do we do? And it was like very exciting. And you were so passionate about it, and that you're back with people. And it's really not all the paperwork.
I make my own paperwork. You and Uptown Studios helped bring the marketing to me and the skills that I didn't have that you brought. You know, you did our website, or help manage my logo, really create the cards, really get the image out there and the motto. So with that, the concept for me was very little paperwork, very little bureaucratic work and monies to this organization. So it's just me and all volunteers.
You know,
I have no office.
Yeah, right. One employee, it's you, and 100 volunteers, which is like, what a perfect scenario for creating change.
And it costs very little to maintain. You know, we try to reach out, like we're doing right now, do drives so that we can get the socks donated. We can get the nutritional bars donated. We can get whatever we need to bring out to those in need.
Let's put up the graphic.
Woohoo!
For Toes in Need. So Uptown Studios does this annual sock drive. We started in 2012. So this is our 9th year, and we're trying to collect 15,000 pairs of new socks for men, women, and children. These are going to go to Loaves and Fishes and Mercy Peddlers and whoever needs socks. So what I would love for you to do is to go onto Amazon or your place to buy socks, buy new socks, and have them drop shipped to Uptown Studios, 2415 23rd Street, Sacramento, California, 95818, and we will get them to Libby and the people and the toes in need.
Toes in need. Suck it to me, suck it to me.
I know. We make it really fun and easy.
And I want that sock monkey.
Oh, I have one. I'll get
Yeah.
You need to tie it onto your bike.
Yeah, that'd be so cute.
I know. So donate your socks. Come on, people. You can help out.
15,000 is nothing for our community of Sacramento.
I remember in 2014, our business on Alhambra got robbed on Thanksgiving Eve, and they took 7 computers and 2,500 pairs of socks that we had been collecting to donate. And I made a little video, and I said, I can't believe we got robbed. And I did these little sock puppets that were talking to each other. And we ended up getting 15,000 pairs of socks donated. And it kind of changed our feeling about our community, that everybody can do something.
Absolutely.
if it's just donating a couple pairs of socks, that's awesome.
It makes a big impact.
Yeah.
One person bringing one pair of socks really affects another person, their human life, their poor feet, their wet toes. To get a fresh pair of socks makes the big difference for them in that day.
Oh yeah, wet and wrinkled toes it's painful, it's uncomfortable, and just a nice new clean pair of socks.
Mm-hmm.
And then we go and hand them out at Loaves and Fishes, and it's really rewarding for our team.
Isn't it?
Yeah. Giving to others is really a rewarding thing, and we're here to help facilitate the rewards of gifting other people in need.
Yeah, and you're so good at it. And one thing that I love coming on with you is that you get the word out and people gravitate towards good news like this.
Uh-huh.
How can I do something?
Right.
And it's so simple.
It's so simple. And all we're doing is facilitating the space. And we have this nice building and it's empty. So come on, send your socks. We'll make sure that people in need get them. So talk about, what do you see in 3 to 5 years for Mercy Peddlers?
I see us maintaining, again, an organization that relies not on employees and administration, but that we've expanded to 200 volunteers in different pockets going strong, whether it be commercial, it could be not just Sacramento County, but Stockton, for instance. So wherever a city can bike and connect with those who are homeless, I would like to see Mercy Peddlers across the United States.
I can see it. I mean, it's such a strong model.
Absolutely. San Francisco would be a little difficult pedaling on those streets.
Yeah.
But Sacramento is ideal because we have such great bike lanes, bike trails, American River Parkway, and so we even have peddlers go along the riverfront,
It's awesome. I can't believe how big you've gotten and how popular you are. Of course.
Yeah, we wear a blue vest that says Mercy Peddlers on it, and we have a Mercy Peddlers flag on the bike. And so when people see blue and white, they go, "Oh, I'm over here." We've been out there 4 years, and
so what are some of the main things every morning that people really want?
Presence. Presence, just by being there and saying, "I care," like, "Oh, someone I know who actually cares for me." And of course, after that, a nice hot cup of coffee or a nice hot cup of hot chocolate like I did this morning. It was really cold and wet.
Yeah. And so
socks.
And socks, come on, people, give us the socks. So what about where do people go when it's raining as bad as it was last night?
City Hall has been pretty good about allowing homeless people to sleep on the outside. And if it were going to be like 2 days in a row of cold, heavy rain, they actually last month, they let people sleep in City Hall. So, and some of the downtown libraries are letting people in too on inclement weather, and some of the community parks. But there's over 6,000 homeless men and women on the streets, and they just bunker up and find some sort of easeway where no one's going to be bothered by them being in underneath their ease.
Are churches doing the outreach and bringing people in for the night, when they would bus?
Not since COVID. We just don't have any of that pilgrimage or, churches sharing nights where people can sleep over inside their churches, because a lot of the churches still aren't open yet. But we do have a few more respites during the day. For instance, in Midtown, we have St. John's Lutheran Church that allows people to come in for a couple hours once a week. Same with Trinity Episcopal. We're growing through HEART, which stands for Homeless Area Resources Together. And it's another nonprofit under self-help housing. And these little HEART centers are in Carmichael, Arden Arcade, Elk Grove, and they do wonderful respite for homeless people during the day.
Okay. All right. But they're in areas where it's not like all the people are.
Right.
Midtown seems to be where people congregate because they can get to serve.
Yes, we need more hearts in every little town and neighborhood of Sacramento.
So the heart centers, they're homes, aren't they? Or
They have underneath some of their areas, they do have transitional housing, shared housing, and little homes, but not all hearts. But mainly hearts provide some sort of services for those who are homeless. Depends on the neighborhood and how much support they can get.
So what areas need some volunteers? Do you have it all mapped out, like in the greater Sacramento?
Oh, yeah. I'm in a big need in the Stockton South area for Mercy Peddlers. And I need some in the North Sac area.
Okay.
Yeah. I have some in Oak Park. I have some on the American River, downtown, Midtown. But just north and south is a little slim.
Yeah. Well, and that's where a lot of people are. So
absolutely.
So when you go out, you have your trike and you have your container that has all your stuff. How long can you go out before you run out of coffee?
Yes. So my cabinet holds about 40 cups of coffee. So that's how many people I can actually see.
Okay.
And so I kind of do this route where I know I won't be in too large of an area where I'd run out and not have enough for someone. So I do a route that serves about 40 people in about 2-hour space.
So are there restaurants or coffee shops that would fill up your containers for you?
Sometimes, yes. Yeah. Pete's is pretty good about donating coffee.
Who is?
Pete's. Yeah. That's Pete's. Really good. Yeah. And another thing that which is really good is people who can donate Subway cards. Like $10 cards for Subways.
Oh, Subway sandwiches.
Yeah, Subway sandwiches are much better than McDonald's because McDonald's are harder to find. There's one on Broadway, of course, and there's one on Alhambra. But there's nowhere else in the downtown area. But Subways are every other block.
Yeah.
And so by having a Subway lunch card, you can get a nice hot meal.
Yeah.
Use the restroom.
Yeah, right. That's important. So what do you know about public restrooms in downtown Midtown?
Well, you and I, and along with some other advocates, finally, through many, many meetings at City Hall, finally got a public bathroom approved at Cesar Chavez Park. Finally, it took 7 years, but they finally have one, and it's very useful. So that's really good. And the state capitol has been very good. They do have public bathrooms in the state capitol on the outside.
They have them on 10th Street.
Yes, and that's open on the weekends too, not the nights. So you have to bunker down at night.
Yeah.
But to have public bathrooms at the state capitol has been very, very useful.
Yeah.
And that's the area I serve, down at the state capitol area and downtown.
With my dog.
We need more bathrooms, and of course, there's not enough around.
So what's an activist do to get more bathrooms? Who do we call? Katie Valenzuela?
Oh, yes. And they're doing pretty good about setting up porta potties everywhere too. Yeah. And the city is still paying for some of those. And so we have to encourage everyone to call in to either your county board of supervisors or a city council member to have them promote another porta potty in their neighborhood.
If you're seeing human waste in your neighborhood, that's when you call your county supervisor or your city council person and say, take a picture and send it to them. It's
yep, absolutely.
Okay. Everyone deserves to have the right to go to the bathroom somewhere.
Yeah, I know. I go at least 4 to 8 times a day.
Yeah, right. And what would you do if you didn't have access?
Absolutely. It's a really human need.
That's just abuse in so many ways. So with the city council and the county supervisors, are you ever presenting to them and talking to them?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I just took Patrick Kennedy out Mercy pedaling this morning.
In the rain.
Yeah, and he was a trooper. He got on that trike and
Go,
he
Patrick, go.
engaged with 40 of our homeless men and women on the streets, and he was so present and so passionate. But I like to keep connecting with the macro issues and the micro issues. So
Yeah.
I'm always advocating with our city and our county to really keep engaged on the issues that are so present on homelessness.
All right, talk to me. We have about 5 minutes left. Talk to me about women and children on the street. What do you see?
Thank God I don't see a lot of children personally, but talking to Loaves and Fishes and Mustard Seed School, it is out of control too. What we're seeing since COVID, and maybe you have seen it and other people, trailers, RVs set up everywhere.
Oh, everywhere.
RV encampments at Sutter's Landing. There's a couple hundred there.
Oh, yeah.
There's a couple hundred over at Commerce Circle, Broadway. That's where you're going to see the children, women, children, and families in the RVs. And that's a lot better than a tent and or out on the streets with nothing. But these RVs are really old. They don't run.
Yeah.
They can be very unsafe. But it is better than, like I said, being on the street.
And for the city to make change, sometimes you have to take less than perfect
Mm-hmm.
and move forward with it. And just know that this option is better than sleeping in an alley in the rain.
Yeah.
And maybe it's not perfect, but we got to get people off the street. We have to give them a place.
And every family, every individual needs safe space where you feel like you're safe, that you got four walls around you, you can lock your door and sleep at night.
Yep. Because so many of the people, and that's where a lot of drug use comes in, because they have to stay awake all night because they're not. So a lot of meth is out there and it keeps them up all night and they can protect themselves.
Yeah. And as you and I were talking earlier, and same with Patrick Kennedy, fentanyl is on the rise here in Sacramento.
Yeah, it really is. So everyone, I need you to be aware that if you're buying street drugs, there's probably fentanyl in it, because that's what the county is finding. And the amount of fentanyl that can kill you fits on the point of a pencil. It's so strong. So be careful if you're buying street drugs. We don't want you to die. And there's Narcan, which is out there, which is a nasal spray that will bring you back to life if your respiration is low. I mean, it's just stuff. We don't want people to use drugs and die from it.
That's right. And I bet harms reduction really tries to advocate and support people who are actively using.
Yeah. There's all these phases of drug use, and we want people to find their space and time and motivation where they can stop. And until they find that, we don't want them to die.
And that's the one thing we're lacking too, is not just emergency night shelter, but emergency recovery shelters.
We don't have enough. We really don't. And the rate of meth in Sacramento County, it's rampant. It is one of the worst drugs that you could ever take. It's so hard to get off of. And
you need a lot of support to get off of it.
You need a lot of support to get off of it. And I'm working with the county, and they're expanding their services. So we just finished a meth awareness campaign called Let's Talk Meth. And it really is, we want people to start talking about it so that everybody can learn a little bit more about the danger and the repercussions that happen when you start using meth.
Super cool.
Okay, so we have 1 minute left, and I want to talk about Giving Tuesday. Giving Tuesday is November 30th, and if you can't give money, send us some socks. If you can give money, go to mercypeddlers.com and go to their donation link and make a donation. I'm telling you, everything goes right to the people. She's buying Band-Aids and all the supplies that don't get donated. Donate supplies. You can donate these little handy packs. Do you have one of those?
Oh yeah, the hygiene packs are cool.
Okay. Yeah. So if you have a group, assemble some assemble some hygiene packs,
Yeah.
and then you can get them. If you can't find Libby, you can find me, and I'll get them to her.
Absolutely. And come out mercy pedaling with us.
Do it, everybody! You should do it. It's really fun, and it's motivating, and it is exciting, and it's really fun, and you will have a new friend in Libby for sure.
Oh, for sure. I have a friend in you always.
Always. All right, everyone. Thank
All
you
right.
for joining us, and we will see you next Tuesday.
God
Thanks.
bless. Bye-bye.